Hey everyone, so today I am doing my video that I promised you I would do, the e.l.f. brush review. I've already done the cosmetics review, like all of their makeup, so if you want to check that out, that'll be on my page somewhere. So yeah, I haven't got any of the mineral brushes yet, but I really want to try them. I'm going to be talking about the $1 line and the studio line. Okay, so from the $1 line, I have 4 brushes, and I have tried more, but I threw them away ages ago. Like, I got them from Dotty, Lippy, somewhere like that, like ages and ages ago, and they were just crap, so I'll talk about that soon. But first of all, I'll talk about the one that I do like, and that is the eyeshadow brush. I have like 5 or 6 of these. They are amazing eyeshadow brushes. They're just as good as any other expensive brand. They're nice and dense, a nice size. They're just like one of those really good, you know, brushes that you just use every day. The one thing about some of these, some of them shred, like it's kind of luck of the draw. But for me, it doesn't matter if eyeshadow brushes shred because they're so easy to get off. It's more like foundation brushes when they shred, it gets stuck in your foundation and messes it all up. But it's not a big deal with these. They're really good, and I definitely recommend picking out 1 or 2 of these. Next I'm going to talk about the lip brush. This is average. I'm not sure if I'd recommend this. Like, if you need a lip brush, buy it because it's usable. That's all I'm going to really say about it. It's quite stiff. That's the shape there. Mine's slightly dirty. Lip tars are really hard to wash, by the way. When you first get it, it's very stiff. You gotta kind of wash it, and it's a pretty good shape though to, you know, use. It's not amazing, but it's definitely usable, so I probably wouldn't purchase it again unless I really needed one urgently and didn't want to spend a whole lot of money. So that's that one. Next is the Professional Bronzing Brush. Now it looks like this. It's an angled contour kind of brush, and I hate this. It's really flimsy. It shreds. The hairs, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see, go everywhere. It's not trimmed nice at all. It's really, really scratchy. Like, it doesn't feel good on the face, and it doesn't do a good job, so I wouldn't recommend this one. And the last one that I have here is the Professional Blending Eye Brush. And for me, this isn't very good at blending. It's too stiff, I'd say. Maybe for some people, but not for me. I prefer a fluffy blending brush. I have used this for placing colour into the crease and then using a different colour to blend it out. And I've used this as kind of like a contour brush, like on the outer V and things like that. But I probably wouldn't buy this one again just because there's so many other brushes that I own that can do those same things. So for a blending brush, I wouldn't recommend this. I have also tried out the Total Face Brush, I think it's called. You know, just like the big face brush. And I really didn't like that either. Just like the contour brush, it was very scratchy. And just, I don't know, it just wasn't useful. I didn't ever reach for it. I can't really remember what other ones I tried, but I'd say from the $1 line, the only useful one really is the eyeshadow brush. Okay, now I have a bunch of the brushes from the studio line. And these ones, I'm going to say straight away, pretty much all of them I would recommend. Before I continue, I remember I had the foundation brush, which from memory I think it was kind of on a slant. That one I wouldn't really recommend. It was very, very thin and kind of flimsy. It was synthetic, so it was good for like concealer coverage on larger spots. But other than that, there was not much use for it. So if you don't conceal very much, like if you only conceal under your eyes, I wouldn't recommend it. As a foundation brush, it was just too thin and not tapered enough to, you know, get a nice even coverage. I'm going to start off with the eye brushes that I have, and I have 3 here. I'm sure I've got other brushes, I just don't know where I've put them, so hopefully I cover all the ones that you guys care about. First of all, I'll talk about the small angled brush. This angled brush here is my favourite angled brush I have ever owned. It's synthetic, which I really like, because you can use it for powders, but you can also use it for waxes and for like sticky substances, you know, like I was going to say lip tars. I use this for my lip tars a lot, and I also use this for my brow wax because that's what majority of people use these for. And since it's synthetic, it's also going to be good for eyeliner if you like that. If you like a cream eyeliner or whatever, a gel eyeliner, it'll be a lot easier to, you know, to apply. It's quite thin. It's not the thinnest, so that's why I don't really use it for eyeliner. I prefer it on my brows. But yeah, as a lip brush, this works really, really great. That's what I forgot to say about this one. This one here is not synthetic. It's actual bristles, so it's hard to clean as a lip brush, so that doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, I would definitely recommend this, and I believe that all these brushes are about $3 or $5. I can't remember. But yeah, I love this one. It's really, really good for the brows. Next is the Eyeshadow C Brush, and I like this brush a lot, but I still prefer the $1 one. This one does look a lot prettier. Like, if you compare them, it's a lot more sleek and professional looking, but I'd say it does the same job, if not a tiny bit worse than the other one. I still use it. It doesn't seem to be as dense, kind of. Well, I don't know if it's just my one, but like, they do the same job, so you might as well get the one for $1 unless you want the good packaging. So that's that one. And the last one I have is the contour brush, and I don't reach for this at all. It's kind of like the exact same as the blending brush from the $1 line. If you can see that, it's slightly smaller, but the ends of them are basically the same. So again, chuck it into your crease to place colour out of V, but if you've got a small eye space, don't buy it because it's going to be too big. Like, for me, it only just kind of fits in there, but I'd rather have a smaller brush where I can, you know, do a very precise application, so I don't reach for this one either. Next are the face brushes, and these are the brushes that I use every day. I'll start with this one here, which is called the Complexion Brush, and it's basically a big fluffy paddle brush. It's not circular, it's kind of flat, so I really, really like this for bronzing, not contouring, for bronzing. So placing it all up here, all on my cheek, down my jawline, just, you know, for a general dusting of colour. You can also use this for powder. It's super soft. Basically all of the studio line brushes are really soft, by the way. It's super soft, and I don't think I've had any shredding with this. I've had a couple of them and neither have really shredded at all. Definitely not on my face, just maybe 1 or 2 in a wash. Again, I really like the packaging, or the handle of it, really sleek and nice. Yeah, it's just one of those like everyday brushes you'd use. Nothing fancy, but great for $3 or whatever. Next is the blush brush, and over these two, the Complexion Brush and the blush brush, I prefer to use this for blush because I don't like the small handle because it's so small. Like, it kind of makes the colour too dense. Like, you get real bright colour on your cheek rather than a nice sheer glow. So I use this to contour, and it's really great for just getting in the hollows. It kind of reminds me of that MAC one that's like this bit circular. I can't remember the name. But it's really good just to get into that line. And it's also really good for highlighting, which is what I used it for today. It's a really good shape. It's kind of tapered upwards, and it's just a really good size to fit there, down your nose, and etc. So I really love this, and again, really soft, doesn't shred. So next I'm going to talk about the Kabuki brush, and this is the face brush, Kabuki face brush, if you can see that. There is a body one as well, which I believe is bigger, but this is quite big. It's like a really good size just for dusting and powder. I used this today with my MSF. That's why it's a bit dirty. With this, no shredding really. You get the odd little hairs pop through, but nothing on my face. It's only when you kind of go like this and they pop out, if you know what I mean. But you just pull them out. It's so soft. It's as good as any other Kabuki brush I've ever felt. From more expensive companies, from Eco Tools. You guys know that Eco Tools brushes are so soft, just as soft as them. It's really dense. Like, I'm not sure if you can see, it's really, really dense. Yeah, I just love this. Ever since I got them, I've got two. Ever since I got my first one, I've been using it pretty much every single day for my makeup application. So this is definitely one of my favourite brushes of all time. And another one of my favourite brushes of all time is this brush here, which I have 3 of, I think, because I use them every single day. And it's the e.l.f. powder brush. And I use this for powder and foundation. Foundation every day, powder some days. I have other flat top brushes I use as well. But it's so dense. and it's really soft. The downfall to this is it's really hard to clean. The foundation or whatever you use it for kind of gets stuck down halfway and you really cannot get it out. I don't know if you can see the kind of slight change of colour. But yeah, and a couple of mine, which I think is my own fault because I lay my brushes flat when I clean them, but the handle is a little bit wonky, so I'm probably going to have to pull it apart and glue it back together. But other than that, this brush is amazing, holy grail, use it every single day, and I've seen billions of other YouTubers use it as well. I would definitely recommend this one, it's so good. The last one that I have is the very popular one at the moment, I would say. It's one of their newer ones, and it's the e.l.f. Stipple Brush, and it looks like this. Okay, I have pros and cons. Pros, amazing for blush, cream blush, powder blush, anything. It's quite big, so you've got to be careful where you're applying it, but it is really nice and gives a really good application. Another pro, good for more water-based, liquidy kind of foundations. And the con is it's really creepy with thick foundations like Revlon Color Stay, which is what I use most of the time. So what I mean by that is, you know how some foundations like Face and Body and stuff like that, put them on your hand, they run really easily. That's the kind of foundation you want to use with one of these brushes. I'll show you. I have this foundation here which is called Revlon New Complexion, and I'll put a little bit on my hand and I'll show you how runny it is. Okay, so there it is there. I'll see if I can, I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell, but it's just really runny, sheer, you know, super light. That's what I mean. That's really hard to explain. But if I'm using this foundation, I use this brush because it's quite flimsy compared to like my Sigma or MAC stipple brushes, which I actually hate anyway. It's really not dense. So that means like if you use a thick foundation, it's just going to clump in it and it's not going to move around. The bristles are just going to slide over it and you're just going to get big patches of foundation. It's not going to, you know, blend it out nicely. But with this thin foundation, it just buffs it onto the skin like effortlessly, looks airbrushed, like it's really nice. So that's kind of the pro for it being not completely dense. But it is a really nice brush. If you're wanting to try a stipple brush just to see what they're like, I would recommend this. Yeah, it's super soft, real soft. I haven't had any shredding from it, but yeah, that's my only concern. Thick foundations, don't go near it. So that is my review for the e.l.f. brushes. Yeah, I hope I helped you decide what kind of brushes you would like to try out in the future and which ones not to go near. And yeah, I probably won't talk to you guys until after Christmas now, so I hope you guys have a really nice Christmas with your families and stuff, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya!